Daring Abroad is brought to you by our friends at Remitly. Download the Remitly app to send money back home.
She is a former Kenyan teacher who, against all odds, worked so hard and became a mayor in the UK. We featured her some time back on this show, and you may just want to find out where is she now and how is she doing. Also on the show, why Kenya Airways is flying high in cargo business. And these are the highlights.
I love what I do, serving the community.
We have featured her before on this show. Councillor Elizabeth Kangethe, a Kenyan teacher who defied all odds to become a mayor in London. And she's still getting more responsibilities in the UK. Find out which and the impact back home. Also on the show,
the African Cargo Airline of the Year, highly acclaimed Kenya Airways Cargo.
Why KQ is flying high as most highly acclaimed cargo airline in Africa.
The biggest plan for cargo is growth. We see a lot of opportunities for us to support development in Africa.
Great, let's now take you to London, and I know you are eager to know about the story I was talking about. The former Kenyan primary school teacher who rose through the ranks and became a mayor in the UK. It is a cold morning in the borough of Barking and Dagenham, East London, as I attend a special ceremony at the Civic Centre. This is courtesy of Kenyan-born UK Councillor Elizabeth Kangethe.
On the 1st of October is the Nigerian Independence Day. We were raising the Nigerian flag, and it's gonna stay there for the whole weekend. Now Nigerians all over will be celebrating. We were just raising the flag just to create the awareness. Why we do this is because we want to embrace the diversity in Barking and Dagenham. We want everybody to feel that this is home.
Thank you to everyone. Congratulations, Nigeria. Many years.
Yes, this is common practice here at Barking and Dagenham, a very diverse borough.
Be it Bangladeshi, Nigerians, Somalis, Kenyans. So we have agreed that if people want, we will be celebrating their Independence Day. So on the 12th of December, we will be raising the Kenyan flag to celebrate our Jamhuri Day. Next week, we have the Ugandan Independence Day. Ugandans will gather, and as a cabinet here, we support them.
Now, Councillor Kangethe is no stranger to daring abroad. We first met her in 2015. At that time, she was the mayor of Barking and Dagenham.
I belong to the Labour Party, which is right now in the opposition. By the time I was elected, we were in government. Campaigning is very different from what is done in Kenya. First, you have to be a member of a political party, serving, being active for not less than 6 months. No shortcut about that. You have to be up to date with your subscriptions, which there's no question about that. And then when you put your name forward, the team that vets you, they are independent. They don't even know you. Then during the campaigns, obviously, that's another time, because there are other parties also who have their candidates. When we go out there, it's stiff competition just like any other. But the only difference, I said, is here you do not have an open ground where you can go and address people. It's door-to-door knocking, which is really difficult. Currently, my ward is the biggest with over 10,000 residents. So getting to knock on every door, and you don't ignore even a single vote, that could make a difference. Just like we say 50+1 in Kenya, but here is the majority.
Do you ever spend big money to bribe people, give people Abdunulia Fulani Sukari, border hustlers?
Listen, here you don't spend a single coin. all your flyers, all your cards, any movements is catered for by the party. If you are found out to have spent your own money, you are out. So no one expects you to give them anything at all. And we don't give, we don't even spend our own money. Everything is done by the party.
This is the 4th time Councillor Kangethe has been voted into public office.
I love what I do, serving the community. I was the chair of assembly, which is the equivalent of a speaker. That means, chairing all the meetings, just controlling, the work of a speaker. Currently, I am a cabinet member in charge of educational attainment and schools improvement. That is the best docket I ever got because I've been a teacher. I was a head teacher in Kenya. I feel at home doing what I am doing.
And what exactly is Councillor Kangethe's responsibility as a cabinet member in charge of educational attainment and schools improvement?
I hold meetings with head teachers, both primary, secondary, nursery, and even higher institutions in terms of finding out how to support as a local authority because we work together, how the performance is, what is affecting the performance, what we can do to support. So there's a lot of meetings, and I do visit so many schools. I hold meetings with officers to update me on what they are doing, what they are planning to do, what is working, what is not working. It is quite a big docket, really.
Councillor Kangethe's leadership calling is traced back to her roots in Kiambu County. Before arriving in the UK, Councillor Kangethe was the headmaster of Githunguri Township Primary School. She taught English, religious education, and home science. On relocation, she continued in this field for some time before venturing into politics.
One thing I would say, with our system, with our Kenyan system, it fits in so well with the British system. Once you come and just do a few adaptations here and there, you are able to fit in. And they also tell us our English is very good. And I was in that school for over 13 years. They didn't want me to go until I decided I wanted to resign and do something else.
Councillor Kangethe uses her position of power in the UK to assist a number of elected officials from her homeland through various projects.
I do host leaders here. They do come on benchmarking. And most times I'm also invited there. And even now, currently, I'm calling upon the new people, if they want me to come and even speak to the people. I do offer those services for free. We used to have Zoom meetings even with the Kiambu leadership and other leaders. And I invite people who can offer. I have people who are entrepreneurs. I have people in businesses. I have people in health sectors who want to give back their services, who want to work with the leadership here, who want to give back. So given an opportunity, I can tell you, diaspora, it's not just what we get, it's what we can give back. And I believe there are so many skill sets here which can be tapped, which are not being properly tapped. Those are some of the things that we can do. Don't just look at diaspora in terms of the remittances we give. No, there is much more that we can give.
So far, the councillor shows no signs of slowing down, be it in her political work or her philanthropic endeavors back home. Kangethe is living her best life abroad. And from her years of service, her advice is, trust the process.
It takes time to build into that person, I can tell you that. It's not a bed of roses. It's not an overnight thing. It's not like they say being given on a silver platter. It's hard work.
And as we conclude with the alumna of Machakos Teachers College, this is her parting shot.
You must have your purpose as to why you are traveling. Don't just leave home. That is the worst mistake that some people make. Sometimes that becomes the end of you. So that you must have a focus. You must have a purpose as to why you're traveling abroad.
Great. Councillor Elizabeth Kangethe is always inspiring. We now take a short break. When we return,
the biggest plan for cargo is growth. We see a lot of opportunities for us to support development in Africa.
Why Kenya Airways is flying high in cargo business. Don't go away.
With Remitly, you can send money to Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, and over 40 other African countries with low or no fees, so more money gets home. Loved ones can receive their money through familiar options like MTN, M-Pesa, First Bank, Access Bank, and more. Plus, an ever-expanding network of bank deposit, mobile money, and cash pickup availability. You will also get real-time transfer updates so you know where your money is through the whole transfer process. Download the Remitly app today and get a special offer on your first transfer.
Own your dream home for as low as 1.98 million Kenya shillings in Vipingo, Kilifi, and enjoy a flexible payment plan of 10% on signing of the letter of offer and the balance in equal monthly installments within 18 months. Supported by world-class amenities and infrastructure, our estates offer a unique, secure environment with a wide range of outdoor facilities. SMS Vipingo to 22365 or call us today on 0740 400 215. Terms and conditions apply.
You are watching Daring Abroad, brought to you by our friends at Remitly. Download the Remitly app to send money back home.
Welcome back. Now, there was a very interesting air cargo exhibition in Johannesburg, South Africa recently. The event brought together stakeholders in the sector, including Kenya Airways, that won an award. Our very own Michael Simanji attended the event and filed the following report.
The last time we were all gathered together like this was 2019.
It was an event that brought together top players and practitioners from Africa's air cargo industry to Johannesburg for 3 days of exhibition, presentations, panel discussion, and networking. From ground handlers to freight forwarders, shippers to cargo owners, national carriers to airline authorities, every sector in air logistics was well represented for this year's Air Cargo Africa exhibition. And there to help get things started was Kenya Airways Group MD and CEO Alan Kilavuka. First, the cutting of the ribbon.
3, 2, 1.
It's a fantastic event of many people in the cargo fraternity, airline cargo fraternity. So coming together to look at the trends, to learn from each other, to connect, hopefully to see whether we can generate more business, just not for ourselves and for our partners as well. So really good event for growing the business and supporting each other to understand what trends we have in the industry. We're showcasing our scale. We're also looking at KQ Pharma. We are demonstrating that we can do live products. For example, we can move live horses, livestock, and so on. This is something that people are not aware of. We are also one of the biggest flows, not just from Nairobi, but also from Johannesburg and beyond.
This year's exhibition was the 6th edition of the event that normally takes place every 2 years. Dr. Robert Schonberger is the exhibition director and head of transport logistics exhibitions at Mess Muschen, a trade show organizer from Germany.
The first edition of Air Cargo Africa took place in Kenya in 2011, and then it was shifted to Johannesburg and took place here for the last 5 editions. It was founded by an Indian publishing house actually, and then we acquired the show itself from that publishing house in 2019. Well, we see, of course, some international visitors. This is very important because they want to do business in Africa. And we see visitors also from South Africa, from neighboring countries, from the whole continent.
It's my first time, and I have to say that it's quite interesting event where you have booth, you have people, you have food, you have drinks, but you also have a lot of people walking around and coming just looking at information.
I think Air Cargo Africa is great. You know, sometimes our conversations are so structured between handler and customer that it's also nice to meet in a space like this.
The event also saw panel discussions take place where delegates participated in sharing knowledge on hot topics facing the industry.
If you don't grow the aviation business, if the policy formulation is not in tandem with the intention of the Africa Continental Free Area, it will not work. And at the moment, African countries don't prioritize aviation. They see it as elitist, luxurious, expensive. But we know Africa, from a size perspective, is the largest, second largest continent. We don't have the infrastructure when it comes to rail, road. So aviation has to work for Africa Continental Free Trade Area to work.
And to crown it off, Air Cargo Africa awarded the best in the air cargo industry at the Start Trade Times Awards Gala. And of course, the national carrier couldn't go unrecognized.
The African Cargo Airline of the Year, highly acclaimed Kenya Airways Cargo.
For those in the industry, this was no surprise, given KQ's exemplary and innovative work in the industry across the over 40 destinations the national carrier flies to.
We're very excited that our customers nominated us for the Air Cargo Airline of the Year in Africa, highly acclaimed. Really tells you that our customers can feel the impact on the value we are creating within their space.
We carry a lot of cargo to most of the landlocked African countries. Nairobi is a gateway to most of those countries. We go to Lusaka, we go to Harare, we go to Johannesburg, we go to Juba, we go to Entebbe, we go to Dar es Salaam, we go to Bangui, we go to Douala, we go to Kinshasa, we go to Lubumbashi.
According to Airport Authority South Africa, we have been said to be number 2 on exports out of South Africa. This is because we use our freighters, which are daily. Then we also use our Dreamliners out of here. And on top of that, we are also using 5 flights, 747s of KLM.
I'm Louise Scholz. I'm from Uniflow Roses in South Africa. We're a company that grow and market roses. We've got 50 hectares of roses in South Africa, and we have a contract with a top-end retailer in South Africa. But because of the harsh climate in South Africa, very hot summers and very cold winters, it opened up the opportunity to import roses from Kenya. And we make use of Kenya Airways. They're our partner there who handles our logistics. And we do about 250,000 tons a year from Nairobi into Johannesburg. Yes, and we've got peak periods, which are Valentine's Day, which was just done very successfully, and the next one is Mother's Day, which is always the second Sunday of May in South Africa, the 14th of May, where we plan to uplift about 30 tons from Nairobi into Johannesburg and possibly into Cape Town as well.
My name is Paul Mwakisha. I'm the general manager at Kenya Air Freight Handling. We are in the business of handling fresh produce. Our biggest business for fresh produce and flowers is drawn from Kenya Airways, and we have enjoyed the service from Kenya Airways. They provide premium service for the customers that we work for.
How is cargo charged, Mule? Is it by weight, by volume?
During our interaction with the Kenya Airways Cargo and Passenger Operations Manager in South Africa, Patrick Mule, at the KQ warehouse in Johannesburg, he highlighted how KQ has spread its wings in the region.
We can bring the cargo even all the way from Europe, and you track it. So we don't have to tell the company that we are tracking, because it's normal.
What I liked about them is the announcement of them getting 2 new freighters, because lack of capacity has been an issue in Africa, but with the addition of freighters, we'll be able then to open up more routes. And they know Africa, they understand Africa very well. They can reconfigure aircrafts when we want. They can change routes here and there when you want, and then now they have partnerships with SAA, South African Airways. So many routes will be opened up. What the places where SAA was going, Kenya Airways will be able to go there. So that alone, us being based, having a hub in Johannesburg will help us a lot.
So, what exactly is the social economic impact of KQ cargo services?
It keeps the industries moving, because if we delay like the chemicals you saw here, like Coca-Cola, for example, when we deliver about 300 tons, it means that the factories are running. The employment is there. And as the companies grow, so it grows with the Kenyans who are getting employment. So we are pushing for the growth of also the Kenyan economy, by doing that. Yeah, and it's a faster growth.
And to ensure continued success in the region, the airline is putting in place major changes, incorporating technology and collaboration with stakeholders. One such upgrade is modernizing of its cargo tracking system.
Our previous reservations engine was quite analog, and we know that the digital evolution right now is really fast-paced. So we had to switch our reservation engine into something that's more digitalized. We're looking at e-commerce, we're looking at drone technology that's coming up. So it was really a much needed shift for us.
We want to make sure that we are growing as quickly and as effectively as possible. Now we're doing 10% of cargo. We want to grow that to 20% in the next 3 to 5 years.
We expect Boeing 737-800 freighters to join our fleet. These have a radius of about 6-7 hours, so we'll be broadening our network into partly the Middle East. We're also looking at potentially Istanbul. We're looking at potentially really the very north of Africa, Dakar.
Recently we did OSIS to Ghana, which was very, very successful. It was our first time to do OSIS, and we got a very good feedback. We also did the goats and sheep to Mauritius. We did the election materials to Bujumbura for Burundi government.
We are a respected brand in the air cargo or air freight industry, and I think we need to be proud of what we have. Despite our challenges, everybody has challenges, but we need to rise above our challenges and seize the opportunities that are presented every day that we wake up and see what can we do differently, what can we do better, how can we make the world a better place, and let everyone contribute what they have to contribute to making the lives of each and every other citizen of not just our country, Kenya, but the global world a better place to live in.
Thank you so much, Michael, for that report, and congratulations to Kenya Airways and Jomo Kenyatta International Airport for winning awards at that event. On that note, we come to the end of the show. Always a pleasure having your company, and on behalf of my team at Chams Media and our broadcasting partner NTV, many thanks for watching.
Daring Abroad is brought to you by our friends at Remitly. Download the Remitly app to send money back home.